Hey folks, I got to do some gardening today, but I got a little buddy to help me with the gardening. This is Puddles the duckling. We'll be right back and I'll explain why I Puddles and how he helps. He's earning his keep. Yep, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. I want to introduce you guys to Puddles the duck. For those of you who have been following my channel, I've been offering short videos and following Puddles' progress. The progress of Puddles, the little duck. Puddles is a baby Pekin duck. I hatched him from an egg. In an incubator, and I've been raising him. The other animals aren't adopting him, so Puddles has imprinted on me. So we're gonna go do some weeding in the garden, and Puddles helps me with weeding. Puddles picks, bites at the weeds. He also gets the bugs and slugs. Let's go. So for starters, I just pull the weeds out of my pathways to get them out. I have a weed barrier under here. You can see part of the weed barrier right here. And then I've overlaid it with a pea gravel. And it makes the roots really shallow and real easy to rid the weeds. Except for maybe along the edges here. I have to do something with these nasty weeds. Hey, you're supposed to be helping. You just want to cuddle, Puddles, huh? Yeah, Puddles just wants to cuddle. We'll get all the weeds cleared out from my path, make it nice and pretty, because I want to finish my garden, and there's plans of filming a motion picture out here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. And I want the garden to be presentable because the motion picture will be primarily filmed in the garden. And I'm not sure all the actors and actresses that are involved in it, but we'll figure that out. Oh, here's some old weeds. Now, ducks are my favorite, always have been, and I guess it started when I was in first grade. I was about 6 years old, I think, and I lived in Coos Bay, Oregon at that time, and we lived just a few blocks from what they call Mingus Park in downtown Coos Bay, and they had a pond down there. And I went down one day just to play in the park. And what are you doing? And there was this little duckling that came out of the bushes and ran right up to my feet. Of course, a 6-year-old boy, I didn't know what was going on. And it followed me all the way home, and it became my pet. Doggone this thing. The only thing I could surmise was that the duckling imprinted on me. Just like Puddles is doing. And the only thing I can think of is the eggs all hatched, except for maybe the last few. And the mama duck had already taken the ducklings out onto the pond and abandoned the nest. And when a late egg hatched, that little duckling had no one to imprint on. And being orphaned, I was the first one it saw, so it followed me home. And I became, I don't know, maybe that imprinted on me as being a young child that ducks are cool. So I've had ducks for years. Even when I lived in Brookings for a while, I had a pet duck, 2 pet ducks. And we raised them in our backyard, and that's where I started my first garden. See how easy these weeds are getting out? And also, I find that if you wet down the soil and when you don't have weed barrier, the soil or the water softens the soil and makes the weeds easier to get out too. But you're supposed to be out there eating slugs and bugs, not cuddling. You silly duck. We'll eventually get this all done, huh, Puddles? You see any bugs? Any slugs? So we moved from Brookings back to North Bend, and I ended up raising ducks and other things. I've always had ducks. Always. And they're my favorite animal. Yeah, my wife won't let me have a dog right now, but we have cats. We have 9 farm cats that haunt the homestead, and they take care of the rodent population for the most part. But some rodents they just can't get to because the rodents are in the sheds and under the buildings where the cats can't get to. Well, I'm making great headway on this, Puddles. What are you hiding back there for? Are you camera shy? Huh? Are you camera shy? I hate weeding, but I only have to do this a couple times. I've got a lot planted in my garden. Those are future features I want to present to you guys later. I have an episode where I planted a sister crop with tomatoes, and I remembered the 5th product to plant with tomatoes, and that's garlic. So you can plant basil, 2 kinds of flowers, marigolds, and oh, what was the other kind? Yeah, and then garlic, carrots. Carrot tops will repel insects that like the tomatoes. And then it's nice because with tomatoes, with garlic planted next to the tomatoes, my tomatoes ended up with a slight garlic flavor. Those tomatoes were delicious. Now what I'll do is I'll follow this up with a blowtorch and just burn off all the small stuff that I can't get, and then I'll clean it up and make it nice and presentable. Make it camera ready, I guess. But I do have to be aware at all times where Puddles is, because Puddles, I could accidentally step on him, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just being very careful and going very slow when I make my movements, just like beekeeping. Make my movements really slow. Because Puddles is down here. He doesn't want to play, he just wants to cuddle. Silly duck. Yeah, the cats know that Puddles is mine, so they kind of observe from a distance. Huh. I wonder if that's why Puddles is hanging so close to me, because he's aware of there's cats around. Here. Yeah, I've always loved animals. Growing up, I had a whole menagerie of animals in my backyard when I was in junior high. I'd bring home turtles from the pet store. Let's see, I had rats, mice, guinea pigs, hamsters, gerbils. My mom drew the line when she found out I had a baby caiman, which is like an alligator type critter, out in the backyard. She put her foot down. She goes, no. So I had parakeets, cockatiels. I had a zoo in my backyard, and now I don't have to have a zoo because my neighbor across the street has a zoo. So I've had ducks for 60 years. Rowan and Pekin have been primarily the duck that I've had since I was 6. Rowan and Pekin. I like Pekin. Especially this little yellow feller right here. He's just cute. Yep. Squeak. So I'm fortunate to have a neighbor across the street that has other animals like the elephants. I do not know more. Here. Oh, there's another little one. There you go. Awesome. This is Susie. Susie on this side. And this is Baba. Yep. And the rhinoceros. Other animals I can hang out with. I really like critters. And I have my own critters too. I've got goats, chickens, ducks, rabbits, turkeys. Yeah. And this little super pooper. These guys poop about every 5 to 10 minutes. Anyway, I'm thinking I'm going to take a break. Got a lot of weeding done today. Still got some more to go, and I gotta weed that whole back area out and get ready to plant my squash plants and melons. Anyway, I'm Jerry Hansen, your host. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. We're a frugal homestead tucked high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. Please stay tuned to more videos. You could do that by subscribing, clicking that bell icon that alerts you to new videos as I upload them. Give us a thumbs up, click that share button, sharing my videos on your social media platforms. Really helps us out. Be safe, always be kind. We'll see you guys in my next adventure. Say goodbye. Go ahead, say goodbye. Bye-bye. You're just content. He cuddles.